आयः अर्जुन उवाच ये शास्त्रविधिमुत्सृज्य यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विता तेषां निष्ठा तु का कृष्ण सत्त्वम् आहो रजस्तमः.
Arjuna inquired, O Krishna, what is the situation of those who do not follow the principles of scripture, but worship according to their own imagination? Are they in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance?
श्री भगवानुवाच त्रिविधा भवति श्रद्धा देहिनां सा स्वभावजा सात्विकी राजसी चैव तामसी चेति तां शृणु.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds, in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance. Now hear about this.
सत्त्वानुरूपा सर्वस्य श्रद्धा भवति भारत श्रद्धामयोऽयं पुरुषो यो यच्छ्रद्धः स एव सः.
We lost her.
Oh, okay, sorry. Let me just click on it. Yeah, sorry about it.
O son of Bharata, according to one's existence under the various modes of nature, one evolves a particular kind of faith. The living being is said to be of a particular faith according to the modes of nature he has acquired.
यजन्ते सात्विका देवान् यक्ष रक्षांसि राजसः प्रेतान् भूत गानंश्चन्ये यजन्ते तामसा जना.
Men in the mode of goodness worship the demigods, those in the mode of passion worship the demons, and those in the mode of ignorance worship ghosts and spirits.
अशास्त्र विहितं घोरं तप्यन्ते ये तपो जना दम्भाहंकार संयुक्ता कामराग बलान्विता कर्षयन्तः शरीरस्थं भूतग्रामम् अचेतसः मां चैवान्तः शरीरस्थं तान् विद्यासुरनिश्चयान्.
Those who undergo severe austerities and penances do not recommend in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish and who torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are known to be demons.
आहारस्त्वपि सर्वस्य त्रिविधो भवति प्रियः यज्ञस्तपस्तथा दानं तेषां भेदमिमं शृणु.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, according to the modes of nature acquired by the embodied soul, one's faith can be of three kinds, in goodness, in passion, or in ignorance. Now hear about this.
आयु सत्त्वबलारोग्य सुख प्रीति विवर्धना रस्या स्निग्धा स्थिरा हृदया आहार सात्विका प्रिया.
Sorry, where are we?
Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness.
Thank you. Foods dear to those in the mode of goodness increase the duration of life, purify one's existence, and give strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such foods are juicy, fatty, wholesome, and pleasing to the heart.
कट्वं ललवनात्युष्ण तीक्ष्ण रुक्ष विदाहिन आहार राजसस्येष्ट दुःख शोकामय प्रदा.
Foods that are too bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, dry, and burning are dear to those in the mode of passion. Such foods cause distress, misery, and disease.
यातयामं गतरसं पूति पर्युषितं च यत् उच्छिष्टमपि च मेध्यं भोजनं तामसप्रियम्.
Food prepared more than 3 hours before being eaten, food that is tasteless, decomposed, and putrid, and food consisting of remnants and untouchable things is dear to those in the mode of darkness.
अफलाकांक्षिभिर्यज्ञो विधिदिष्टो ययुज्यते यश्चव्यमेवति मनः समाधाय स सात्विकः.
Of sacrifices, the sacrifice performed according to the directions of scripture as a matter of duty by those who desire no reward is often the nature of goodness.
Abhisandaya tu phalam dambhartam api chaiva yat ijyate bharata shrestha tam yagyam vidhirajasam.
But the sacrifice performed for some material benefit or for the sake of pride, O chief of the Bharatas, you should know to be in the mode of passion.
Vidhihinam ashishtanam mantrahinam dakshinam shraddha virahitam yagyam tamasam parichakshate.
Any sacrifice performed without regard for the directions of scripture, without distribution of prasadam, spiritual food, without chanting of Vedic hymns and remunerations to the priests, and without faith is considered to be in the mode of ignorance.
Deva dvija guru pragya pujanam sauchamarjavam brahmacharyam ahimsa cha shariram tapa uchyate.
Austerity of the body consists of worship of the Supreme Personality of the Supreme Lord, the Brahmanas, the spiritual master, and superiors like the father and mother, and in cleanliness, simplicity, celibacy, and non-violence.
Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya bhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate.
Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature.
लाल थी क्या? वो लाल करने करवानो तो करने को background noise. Can everybody mute, please? Thank you.
Thank you. Manah prasadah samyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityetat tapo manasam uchyate.
And satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind.
Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapas tatrividham nare afala kankshibhir yukte satvikam parichakshate.
This threefold austerity performed with transcendental faith by men not expecting material benefits but engaged only for the sake of the Supreme is called austerity and goodness.
Satkara mana pujartam tapo dambhena chaivayat kriyate tadhiya proktam rajasam chalamadhruvam.
Penance performed out of pride and for the sake of gaining respect, honor, worship is said to be in the mode of passion. It is neither stable nor permanent.
Mudha grahenatmano yat pidaya kriyate tapa parasyotsadanartham va tattama samudaritam.
Penance performed out of foolishness with self-torture or to destroy others or injure others is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Datavyamiti yaddanam diyatenupakaririne desikale cha patre cha taddanam satvikam smritam.
Charity given out of duty without expectation of return at the proper time and place and to a worthy person is considered to be in the mode of goodness.
Yatyu pratyupakarartham phalam uddishya vapuna diyate cha pariklishtam taddanam rajasam smritam.
But charity performed with the expectation of some return or with the desire of fruit of results or in a grudging mood is said to be in the mode of passion.
Adesha kale yaddanam apatrebhyascha diyate asatkritam avajñatam tattama samudaritam.
And charity performed at an impure place, at an improper time, to unworthy persons, or without proper attention and respect, is said to be in the mode of ignorance.
Om tat sat iti nirdesho brahmanastri vidasmrita brahmanastena vedascha yagyascha vihita pura.
From the beginning of creation, the three words Om Tat Sat were used to indicate the supreme absolute truth. These three symbolic representations were used by Brahmanas while chanting the hymns of the Vedas and during sacrifices for the satisfaction of the Supreme.
Tasmad omiti uddhartya yagyadana tapakriya pravartante vidhanokta satatam brahmavadinam.
Therefore, transcendentalists undertaking performances of sacrifice, charity, and penance in accordance with the spiritual regulations begin always with Om, to attain the Supreme.
तदित्यनभिसन्धाय फलं यज्ञतपक्रिया दानक्रियाश्च विविधा क्रियन्ते मोक्षकाङ्क्षिभिः.
Without desiring fruitive results, one should perform various kinds of sacrifice, penance, and charity with the word tat. The purpose of such transcendental activities is to get free from material entanglement.
सद्भावे साधुभावे च सदित्यत् प्रयुज्यते प्रशस्ते कर्माणि तथा सच्छब्द पार्थयुज्यते यज्ञे तपसि दाने च स्थिति सदिति चोच्यते कर्म चैव तदर्थीयं सदित्यवादिवीर्यते.
The absolute truth is the objective of devotional sacrifice, and it is indicated by the word sat. The performer of such sacrifice is also called sat, as are all works of sacrifice, penance, and charity, which, true to the absolute nature, are performed to please the Supreme Person, O son of Rupa.
अश्रद्धया हुतं दत्तं तपस्तप्तं कृतं च यत् अश्रद्धेति उच्यते पार्थ न च तत्प्रेत्यनो इह.
Anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in the Supreme, O son of Pritha, is impermanent. It is called asat and is useless both in this life and the next.
ओम तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्ण अर्जुन संवादे श्रद्धात्रयी विभाग योग नाम सप्तदो अध्याय.
Thank you very much, Santosh Prabhu. Very, very wonderful recitation of Sanskrit. And Yash, thank you very much for the wonderful English recitation. I'll just
Thank you very much.
thank you. Hare Krishna. Share my screen. Okay. So today we are going to do chapter 17, verse 15. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, verse 15. Anudvegakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva vanmayam tapa uchyate. Translation. Austerity of speech consists in speaking words that are truthful, pleasing, beneficial, and not agitating to others, and also in regularly reciting Vedic literature. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. One should not speak in such a way as to agitate the minds of others. Of course, when a teacher speaks, he can speak the truth for the instruction of his students, but such a teacher should not speak to those who are not his students if he will agitate their minds. This is penance as far as talking is concerned. Besides that, one should not talk nonsense. The process of speaking in spiritual circles is to say something upheld by the scriptures. One should at once quote from the scriptural authority to back up what he is saying. At the same time, such talk should be very pleasurable to the ear. By such discussions, one may derive the highest benefit and elevate human society. There is limitless talk of Vedic literature, and one should study this. This is called penance of speech. Let me recite Mangalacharan prayers. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnava Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we will see that from 17.14 verse 14 to 17 is talking about austerity of body, speech and mind in mode of goodness. So let's see the word meanings. Anudvega karam, not agitating. Vakyam, words. Satyam, truthful. Priya, dear. Hitam, beneficial. Cha, also. Yat, which. Swadhyaya, of Vedic study. Abhyasanam, practice. Cha, also.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can everybody please mute? Thank you, Hare Krishna. Eva, certainly. There's some background noise. Let me mute. Hare Krishna. Can everybody mute, please?
Rupa Mataji, you can mute everybody.
Okay. So I need to escape.
If you just go on participants and say mute all, it should mute everybody.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, Eva, certainly. Vakmayam, of the voice. Tapa, austerity. And Uchyate is said to be. So, what is tapa or austerity? Like yesterday, Mukunda Hari Prabhu gave the class and he was speaking of tapa. Tapa means heat, like when the metals are heated, then they can be shaped into or into shiny vessels or shiny stuff. So gold, when it's heated, then you can make jewelry out of it. So tapa, so we all need tapa or austerity so that we can be the best of ourselves. So Krishna is talking about tapa. So let's see what tapa means. From the Veda-based library, I got tapa or austerity means voluntarily taking up inconvenience for a higher cause. So Mukunda Hari Prabhu was saying yesterday that we are all getting up early for a higher cause, for chanting Krishna's holy names. So that's tapa. So getting up early in the winter is inconvenient, but we are all doing it. So it's for a higher cause. And tapa also means to carry out the order of spiritual master. Tapa also means to obey Shastric injunctions or the order of the Shastras. So why is it called austerity of speech? In the Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami, vacha or speech is a vegam or urge. So the urge to speak, we have so much urge to speak. Everybody is speaking with their friends, their families, in offices, in the media, news media, social media. So it's a vegam, it's an urge, and everybody wants to vibrate their tongues because they want to express themselves, they want to talk about some issues, they want to just speak. So it's just an urge. And the first instruction of Nectar of Instruction is a sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak. So here it's talked about tolerating the urge to speak. And this tolerating the urge to speak is austerity of speech. Austerity of speech versus freedom of speech. So nowadays in democracy, we see freedom of speech is kind of celebrated. Everybody is talking whatever they want to speak in the social media, in everywhere. Anybody is free to talk about anything. So whereas Krishna is saying to us, we have to practice austerity of speech. And that is, how will we do that? So we have to do it by Prabhupada is saying in the purport that when we refer to the urge to speak, we refer to useless talking. So Krishna is asking us to not do useless talking and perform austerity. So here Prabhupada says, such as that of the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers. So the Mayavadi philosophers, they are talking of persons engaged in fruitive activities, technically called karma kanda. So these karma kandis, they are talking as well. The materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restriction, so they are talking as well. So all such talks, Prabhupada says, all such talks or literatures are practical exhibitions of the urge to speak. Many people are talking nonsensically and writing volumes of useless books, and all this is the result of urge to speak. So Prabhupada is saying here that all the books, there are millions and millions of books published, and they are all talking, but what Krishna is saying is we have to perform austerity of speech, which is we can't see in the modern world. It's like it's freedom of speech instead. So Krishna is saying we have to perform austerity of speech, speech which is non-agitating. How will we do that? By non-agitating, anudvega karam. Speech which is truthful, satyam. Speech which is pleasing, priyam. Speech which is beneficial, hitam. And speech which is regularly, it's by regularly reciting shastras, swadhyaya abhyasa, a speech that we can back up by the shastras. So that is austerity of speech in mode of goodness. That's what Krishna is talking about. So let's see the first word, anudvega. So udvega means agitating and anudvega means non-agitating. In Srimad Bhagavatam 1.1.10, it says, O learned one, in this iron age of Kali, men almost always have but short lives. They are quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and above all, always disturbed. So this always disturbed reminds me of Bhuta Bhavana Prabhu's class, where he was saying that they went to a spiritual retreat, and there the facilitator asked them to all move about in the room randomly, and then he asked them to stop and look in the eyes of whoever is in front of them. And as they started that, the facilitator was saying, so he was commenting like, this is the person you are looking into. This is the person who has gone through the same pains as you. He has gone through the same kind of miseries as you. He has gone through. So he was going on continuing like that till all the participants had tears in their eyes for the person in front of them. So this exercise was about compassion. So if we have compassion for other human beings, so when we know that it's saying that men are always, human beings are always disturbed in Kali Yuga. So we should know that everybody is disturbed by various miseries that they are facing. So if we agitate them more, that's going to be disastrous. So what is Krishna saying? Krishna is saying, be non-agitating, make words which are pleasant and non-agitating to others. Satyam means truthful. We should be truthful, of course, to please Krishna, Guru, and devotees, to create trust in our relationships. So we have various relationships in the world, personal, like with family members, official, like with colleagues, and in our social circles, like with our friends. And to create a trust, we should be truthful because people should know that we are honest. If they know we are honest, then they can make a relationship with us and they can trust us. So that's very important to demonstrate right behavior for our juniors and children. So we all have siblings or whoever is junior in the family, or the colleagues who are junior, and our children. So for them, we should demonstrate the right behavior to be truthful. If we are honest, they will follow us and they will try to be honest. It's a good thing. So to avoid sinful reactions, again, when we are speaking the truth, we will obviously avoid sinful reactions. If we are lying, then obviously we will incur sins. In Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.5, it says, falsity or untruthfulness creates these one after the other. Like it will create bluffing, falsity will create bluffing, bluffing will create cheating, cheating will create greed, greed will create cunningness, cunningness will create anger, anger will create envy, envy will create quarrel, and quarrel will create harsh speech, and so on. So it goes. So we don't want to go in that direction. We don't want to, go into harsh speech and quarrel. We don't want that. So Krishna is saying, be truthful. Priyam means pleasant. So our speech should be pleasant to please Krishna, Guru, and devotees, to convey our compassion for all. So if we are compassionate for all living beings, we should be very pleasant in our speech, because words, when we speak words, that can heal people. And if we speak harsh words, that's already people are like crushed with their own problems. And if we are unpleasant, it's not going to be very nice. So Krishna is saying, be compassionate, and then your speech should be pleasant. To heal those who are less fortunate. Like we see, there are loads of less fortunate people than us. We should be grateful that we have got something. There are less fortunate people who have not got anything. So if we are pleasant to them, that can, that can really, really make their day. So to heal people, to heal people and to support people. Like if we are walking by the street and if we say good morning and hello to an old person or a less fortunate person, that might make their day, or that might, they will be so happy, and then we can start a conversation, and they might feel good. So it's always good to be pleasant, to have long lasting relationships. So in our relationships, if we are pleasant, our relationships are going to last long. If we are harsh, obviously it's not going to work. We know that. So in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.8.5, from where we left, harsh and unpleasant speech leads to devastation. So if we see the last slide, um, so here it says harsh speech. So when we see that the last, this word is harsh speech, after that, the harsh speech will create devastation and leading into hell. So we don't want relationships to, fall apart. So again, Krishna says that be pleasant, to feel calm ourselves and to make others feel calm. So when we are pleasantly speaking, we are calm inside. So that's why the words are coming out pleasant. That calms our nerves, that calms us, de-stresses us, and it de-stresses others as well. And because it's a calm environment, or pleasant speech, the environment, the working atmosphere becomes peaceful. And that is very much required. So hitam means beneficial. Our speech should be beneficial for others, for smooth running of our family. If we are thinking of the welfare of the family members, the community members, the society, nation, and so on. So if we are thinking of their welfare and doing it, through our speech, they will also do the same to us, and there will be mutual welfare. So that it will reduce stress, envy, and other negativities. And Swadhyaya Abhyas means practice speaking from the Shastras. So if we read Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and Vedic literatures regularly, then we will imbibe all the knowledge. And when we imbibe all the knowledge, then we can discuss with the devotees, like we are doing it in Chad every night. So it is very much beneficial because we are learning, and when we are sharing it with others, they are learning as well. And in that, everybody is benefited. So Swadhyaya Abhyas is very much necessary. So this website is created, Improving Sangha.wordpress.com is created by Her Grace Chintamani Dham Mataji. And I had the good fortune of translating the website into Hindi. So I read it, and it's very good for how to discuss Srila Prabhupada's books and purports with other devotees. It says what we should follow, how should we discuss with other devotees, what should be the kind of the rules. So it's very, very nice, that website. So before we speak, we have to have a checklist in our mind. We have to ask ourselves, will our speech be non-agitating, truthful, pleasant, beneficial, backed up by Shastra? So if yes, then we should speak. That's what Krishna is saying. Okay, Srila Prabhupada's purport was saying about teacher-student instruction. So a teacher must instruct the student in truth, and a teacher should not teach other people who are not his students if he will agitate their minds. So Prabhupada is very specific that we should not be going about telling other people off, you should not do this, you should do this, because that's not very proper. So Prabhupada says that in the first kind of two lines. Then Prabhupada says, do not talk nonsense. So mundane talk, village talk, as they say, prajalpa, gossiping, all these are kind of nonsense. So we should avoid that. Talking in spiritual circles from the scriptures. So when we are associating with devotees, we should always talk about scriptures. And how should we talk about the scriptures? We should quote from the scriptures in a pleasant manner to benefit others and to benefit ourselves. That's how we should be talking in spiritual circles. So austerity of speech in pure goodness. So Krishna was talking about austerity of speech in goodness. So Krishna always wants us to go beyond goodness, and beyond goodness is transcendence. He always says, come to my nature. So what is austerity of speech in pure goodness? Pure goodness is chanting the holy names always, glorifying Krishna and discussing Krishna's pastimes and his instructions. So we know that Srila Prabhupada always chanted holy names. Srila Prabhupada always glorified Krishna, always discussed about Krishna's pastimes and his instructions. So that's how we should try to do this as much as possible. So in Bhagavad Gita 10.9, it says, Mat chitta mad gata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayantascha mam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So Krishna is saying that if we are discussing about Krishna's pastimes and his instructions in the association of pure devotees, we are getting satisfaction and bliss. And Krishna says that the thoughts of the devotees are in Krishna. They dwell in Krishna. So it is so important to chant the holy names as much as possible and glorify Krishna, discuss about Krishna's pastimes and his instructions as much as possible. So the best examples we know, here we see Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj always, what did he chant? He chanted about Om Vishnu Devaya Nama, Om Vishnu Devaya Nama, and he got great pleasure out of it. Then he taught his classmates, and we can see that they're all chanting and dancing and happy. And then we see Narad Muni. He traveled from one planet to another, enlightening people, and he chanted Om Narayana Nama, Narayana Nama. So again, chanting. Here we see Srila Prabhupada, our dear Srila Prabhupada. He went around the world 14 times in 12 years, and he brought the whole world, and he taught the whole world about Krishna consciousness. Here we can see how Prabhupada is chanting and dancing, and all the devotees are absolutely jubilant, chanting and dancing. So that brings my presentation. Does anybody have any questions, reflections, doubts? I'll stop sharing my screen.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Hema Mataji.
Thank you for a wonderful class. Really nice, very thought-provoking
I was
class.
really nervous. Sorry, I don't know how
No, you did so well, Mataji, so well.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Mataji, I had a question regarding speaking truthfully. So I had someone ringing me and saying that I'm very distressed and all that, and everybody I speak to, all the devotees, they say that it's my karma. I don't want to hear about karma. Can you say something else that would help me to deal with my situation? And that made me think that saying to someone, we very naturally say, oh, it's your karma, isn't it? Now, is that kind of being comforting or is it being harsh? I wasn't sure whether people take it, what way would they take it?
Yeah, when I think, Mataji, I'll try to answer in my way. I think, as I said in my presentation, that people are in Kali Yuga, we are all disturbed because we are misguided. We are very unfortunate, because there is no proper guidance, there is godlessness. And when we face problems, we don't know what to do. So people are generally already disturbed. So if somebody is going through certain difficulties, and then we say on their face that it's because of your karma. We know that it's because of our karma that, you know, some bad things happen
Yeah.
to us, but it's not a very nice thing to say, you know, it's because of your karma. But we can always, you know, be positive, and we can say that, you know, you can chant more rounds. The more you are distressed, the more if you chant, Krishna will help, because Krishna is saying those who chant my names, those who glorify me, those who kind of, you know, read my, so I will help. Krishna says the more you do, the more I will be there for you. And it is
Mm,
kind of, it is reality, because if you ask, you know, pure devotees, and you ask devotees, it has worked. It is a tried
yes.
and tested kind of formula. So the more we are distressed, if we chant and chant and chant, and, you know, we can get over it, because obviously during the part of the sorrow, obviously we will be disturbed, but it's not going to last. So again, in another verse in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says happiness and distress are like winter and summer season. So you can, you know, there are so many verses, uplifting verses in the Gita, where you can, you know, you can quote them and, you know,
Yes.
boost her up. So I think that will be
Yes.
more proper than saying, oh, it's your karma, just go with it.
Yes. That was the last thing she wanted to hear. So yeah.
Exactly. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Hare Krishna.
Any other question or doubts or anything? I'll just see the time. 25. Okay. So then we have a bhajan. So if we don't have any questions, we can move into the bhajan by Radhika Mataji. Let me see.
Jai Radhika Mataji.
Yeah, Radhika Mataji. So we'll sing a bhajan. So I will share the screen. Yeah, can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Is it visible? Yeah. Okay. So who wants to volunteer for the lyrics in English? First, let's do the lyrics in English, and then Radhika Mataji can sing for us. Hema Mataji, would you like to volunteer to read the lyrics, the translation?
Yes, I would like to. Thank you,
Thank you.
Mataji.
Hare
Thank you. In the land of Nadia, on the island of Godruma, the magnanimous Lord Nityananda has opened up the marketplace of holy name meant for the deliverance of fallen souls. Sorry, I'm just filling with that. O people of faith, by the order of Lord Gauranga, O brothers, I beg these three requests of you. Chant Krishna, worship Krishna, and teach others about Krishna. Being careful to remain free of offenses, just take the holy name of Lord Krishna. Krishna is your mother, Krishna is your father, and Krishna is the treasure of your life. Giving up all sinful activities, carry on your worldly duties only in relation to Lord Krishna. The showing of compassion to other souls by loudly chanting the holy names of Krishna is the essence of all forms of religion. Lovely. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hema Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. So now Radhika Mataji, can you please, you can sing when you are ready.
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to sing this beautiful bhajan. Just wanted to say that because Nityananda Prabhu's appearance coming soon, so I thought this is a nice bhajan to glorify Lord Nityananda. So let's sing. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Nadiya Godrume Nityananda Mahajan. Patiya che name hate jivera karan. Patiya che name hate jivera karan. नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। प्रभुर आज्ञाए भाई मागी ए पीक्षा। प्रभुर आज्ञाए भाई मागी ए पीक्षा। बोलो कृष्णा भजो कृष्णा करो कृष्णा शिक्षा। बोलो कृष्णा भजो कृष्णा करो कृष्णा शिक्षा। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। अपराध शून्य होई लोहो कृष्णा नाम। अपराध शून्य होई लोहो कृष्णा नाम। कृष्णा माता कृष्णा पिता कृष्णा धन प्राण। कृष्णा माता कृष्णा पिता कृष्णा धन प्राण। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। कृष्णेर संसार को चाड़ी अनाचार। कृष्णेर संसार को चाड़ी अनाचार। जीवे दया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार। जीवे दया कृष्ण नाम सर्वधर्म सार। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। पतिया छे नाम हटे जीवेर कारण। पतिया छे नाम हटे जीवेर कारण। श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है, श्रद्धावान जन है। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। नदिया गोद्रु में नित्यानंद महाजन। जयो नित्यानंद राम, जयो नित्यानंद राम, जयो नित्यानंद राम, जयो नित्यानंद राम। जय गौरानिताय, गौरानिताय, गौरानिताय जय गौर हरि। जयो जयो प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद, प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद। नित्यानंद राम प्रभु की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji. That was
Okay.
wonderful. Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna. Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful singing.
What a
Really
lovely
beautiful.
bhajan, and so apt for the time that we are going towards Nityanand Trayodashi. Thank you, Jai Radhika.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Rupa
you for giving the
Mataji.
opportunity.
Thank you very much,
Rupa
Madhukumari.
Mataji, that was beautiful. Thank you so much for facilitating the session. And I hope and pray that you will come back again, because I'm sure all of us have loved it. And so we look forward to hearing from you again. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madhukumari Mataji, for being so generous. I was a bit nervous. I don't know how I did, but if you all devotees are saying so, so I accept it. Thank you very much. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So,
Wonderful class, Mataji.
thank you.
A very nice class.
Singing, Jai
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class.
Thank you. Hare
Very
Krishna.
nice. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Amazing. It was very nice session. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Mataji, Hare Krishna. It was really
Thank
nice.
you. Very nice class. Haribol.
Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Thank you very much.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you.